Glossy.
It was my first time making a quesadilla, and I was. I'm talking about whipping it, whipping it work.
It's always a glare in my glasses.
Oh, like a blue light glare? Yeah, I see it. It's okay, Keon. Nobody's home.
Give me 1 sec. Let me get some stuff for my nose. Yeah, I don't want to make no mess.
But we can hear you. You're funny.
Man, my allergies be something
Thank
else.
you.
See what I'm saying?
Hmm? Are you a product of your environment? Blog. What up, Erica?
This was a good vlog.
Yeah, it's a shame because Maya came up with it. Maya asked me to do a topic on it. I meant to write a blog on it. Man, if y'all see me fanning like a crazy person, it's a fly in here and I'm upset. Get away! Like it's like I don't understand. Flies don't know they not wanted or what? You're taunting me. I can't. This is crazy. Ah! This fly is disrespectful. I like the name, Melodic Mistress.
What?
Melodic Mistress, like melody. Melodies from heaven. Know what I'm saying? I'm giving everybody a minute. While we're rolling in, don't forget, if you're interested in learning about what you need to do to make sure your family is good after you pass away, and you want to join the free workshop, live workshop, click on the link and fill out the form, the interest form. This fly is disrespectful. Meanwhile, hey, Mom. If ain't nobody got our back, Mom got our back. She do not be playing. What's up, y'all? I cannot stand flies. Like, for real. I'm having a really hard time with this fly. Anyway, so, all right. Waiting for people to get in. This episode is sponsored by Label Me Legal and Butler Legal Services. I mean, Butler Legal Service. As a matter of fact, my boy Nate killed it on the website. Please check him out. Go to Butler Legal Service to check out my new website. It's not a law firm website. It's like specific to me, which I love because I'm not trying to be the typical law firm. I'm doing like consulting, advising, saving you money. What can you do yourself? That's me. That's what I do. I'm stepping into that. Feels good. Kian, why you look like you just lost your best friend? The fly, it taunts me.
Technical difficulties.
I'm not. Oh.
What is it?
So TikTok is cool. Love TikTok.
What's wrong?
TikTok shop. Yeah. If anybody's interested in cybersecurity, you can go find Nate's book on the TikTok shop. Yep. So, man, it's they run a strict program over here. I'm pulling this up. What you think, Kian? Oh,
About the law.
today, y'all, Maya is not gonna be on here. Why? Because she's Maya. She has things to do. And your guess is as good as mine. Just kidding. Maya had a what do you call that when it's like already arranged, prearranged? Yeah. Maya had a prearranged engagement as of hours before the live. Oh, I'm so petty. It's tickling me though. Oh man. Man, if y'all see me jump, it's because this fly is in here, just disrespectful. Anyway, all right, we 10 minutes in, so if y'all like, it's enough people join. So today's blog, if you're new here, my blog is on my website, labelmelegal.com. And today's topic is about, are you a product? It says you are not a product of your environment, but can you prove it? And so the point that I'm trying to make is, are you a product of your environment, or are you a culmination of the choices that you've made? And you'll kind of understand what I mean by that if you read the blog or once we get into it. But Maya, of all people, gave me this topic, and I just felt like we needed to explore it because it kind of hit on something we talked about like months ago when we were talking about like how we make change. Oh, this fly! We make changes to our lives, and like parents or guardians or other people in our lives see it as an attack on how they raised us and why you doing it like this now. You weren't raised to be that way. And it's like, you know better, you do something different. It's not necessarily you know better, you do better, but you know more, you do something different. And that's what it is. And that's what we choose to do. And so I felt like, yes, please share. I felt like this was something that we needed to kind of talk about when Maya asked me to do it, because the question that I ask in the blog is like, what I discussed like the two forces that are at play. One is what you're shaped by, which is your environment, which is why I say a product of your environment, and what you choose once you're aware. So, Kian, what you think? What is that?
I'm sorry. Say that one more time.
What? Yeah, I just said, Keon, what you think?
About the whole blog.
Yeah,
Well, I'm sorry, I'm trying to do my tags. It's really
tags. Oh, the highlights.
yeah, it's really a lot to unpack because there's a spiritual component to it,
For sure.
and then it's also like I really think the ending was just a good summary of just where I am as a person. Of like you decided like you see the patterns, you recognize the patterns, and it's a working effort every day to stay in tune with you.
Yeah.
I think we should break the blog down for them because it was quite there was some bunch of hidden gems
Oh my
inside the
gosh!
blog.
You don't see this fly? I'm so I'm sorry. This fly is literally coming at me. Like it hit me. Okay. So let me break it down. Let me break it down. No, it's all good. Okay, so the blog. All right, so I talk about everybody's origin story. Like everybody has a start, like where they, their neighborhood, and there are certain things that shaped like your environment and who you are. When I say a product of your environment, there's everything that's shaped by that. So the neighborhood, your family, your parents, culture, expectations, trauma, all of that. And then there's the part where you grow up and you learn different things, and then you get around other people, and then you make certain choices and you pick and choose, like, okay, I learned that, or I learned that new vocabulary, I'm going to start using that now, or whatever. And then the other part of it is the third layer, which I talked about as a believer, is your spiritual identity, and the guidance. And so I talked about the Romans 12:2, do not be conformed to this world. Because for me, I felt like that scripture alone tells you that there is, in your environment really does have power. So I wanted to kind of put that at the top because I didn't want anybody to dismiss like people's environment and what they grew up in. That is very much so impactful in your life. And for some people, it is something to overcome, right? But the other piece of that is it's not something that you can overcome. I threw a couple of other scriptures in there from Jeremiah and Galatians for those of you who are a believer to understand like the piece about figuring yourself out, and the tension between, because I see it as like two forces, because I see it as you can't grow if you're surrounded by weeds, and you can't like be like, oh, I'm a different person, but I'm humble and all of that, and you still surrounded by certain people, because they absolutely do impact you. And so I wanted to like talk about that sort of dynamic and add that, whether you believe or not, if you're a believer, here's scripture. But if you don't believe, like that is physically and scientifically true, that it is impactful. So,
I like how you said that like sums up everything you just basically you went on a rant about to
yeah,
just put it
it's
in.
like three parts.
I like that you said a lot of what people call personality is actually patterns. That's not your choice.
Yeah, yeah. I think I had to unlearn some of that. Did that resonate with you just because of what I said, or it resonated with you because of who you are, like something you've experienced?
I think it resonated with me because just like my normal life experiences of like you know, there are qualities about there are many qualities about my childhood and my upbringing that I know helped mold me and made me who I am. But there are also patterns that had to be broken for me to be the optimal level of who I truly am as a person.
Yeah, yeah.
Just coming to that realization, it does feel off at first.
What
You
feels
know,
off?
just like choosing to break patterns.
Mm-hmm.
It feels off. Um, and you spoke about how you notice habits that don't serve you, beliefs that don't feel like yours, or roles you didn't consciously agree to. So having to like be both like unapologetically yourself,
Yeah.
it is like you do realize that you walk in roles of, and I mean, like, just to break it down to the smallest point is you a grown woman being a daughter still.
Yeah.
Unless you in that environment to be a daughter, like, there's another role you could probably play in your adult life. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to look girl nobody or nothing. I'm just saying, like, you just carry that role on, and it's
Yeah.
like, if you got that type of childlike mindset in an adult world, it's gonna eat you up.
Yeah. Yeah. So, quick question for people in the chat and for you, Keon. Because I genuinely want to know, like, your perspective on how you were raised. Were you raised to ask questions, or were you raised to just go along?
I feel like I was raised to ask questions and under certain instances,
Mm-hmm.
certain environments. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I was raised to ask questions if it didn't feel right
Mm-hmm.
or if it wasn't right in an uncomfortable environment. I wasn't raised to ask questions in my house. What was said was what I went by. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so I think that's a difference as well.
Just like going a little bit off that path, just a small digression. I'm just curious because last time we was talking about like kids. Do you think that that's because people are doing that now? Like in their homes now, they're raised to ask questions. Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it could be good or bad. I think, like, in a sense, it creates a discipline, but in a way, it takes away like an opinion to self. Like, I think one of my triggers as an adult is not feeling heard because I didn't have a platform. I didn't feel like I had a platform as a child to be heard. Like, I couldn't defend myself.
Do you
I
think
couldn't.
kids should have a platform to be heard?
Yeah, because I feel like it helps create an identity. Like, it helps with just identity finding and just self understanding. Like, like, I just feel like it creates a bolder confidence in a person when you have that space to feel heard.
Let me. I'm curious what y'all think in the chat. Let me know. Were y'all raised to ask questions, or were you raised to go along? And do you feel like children should have a platform to be heard at home? And what does that look like? Like, what's the boundary, and what's acceptable? Because some people say, like, okay, where you came from is power. But to me, and I think that's like one of the points that I make, I think that knowing where you came from and choosing what to keep is more so the power. And I feel like there's a difference. Did you agree with that?
Yeah, I feel like there's a difference, and I also like how you said where you came from is power. You also spoke about how some people operate as a product of their environment, and they like who they are is defined by where they came from. And I feel like that can disrupt relationships. That can cause a lot of friction and just growth and with new personalities, new, because you're used to an environment and you're making it a part of your identity.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if I was to literally go somewhere and make Malden my identity, like, you know how many people I graduated with, like, I'd be a real small person.
Yeah.
So it's like when you put yourself into, I'm a product of my environment, I feel like you can be a product of your environment because it did help mold you, but it did not make you.
Yeah.
I feel like only you and God have the power to truly say, and life and its experiences is what made you, not your starting place. That was just start. It's more about when I read this blog, it really just talked about people staying in a starting position and never choosing to do the race and trying to see what the finish line looked like. Like it's like I had this start is good, and I adapted these norms, I adapted these traditions. But I do think it's important to just adapt your own traditions and identify what norm looks like to you, because it's a completely different generation. It may not look like what you were brought up in.
Yeah. So, and this is for anybody in the chat as well. Hey, Betty. What's one thing that you used to believe about yourself that you now realize is someone else put it there? You don't like it doesn't have to be like, a whole story or who put it there, whatever. Just what was the belief?
I think I wouldn't say a belief, but I would say like survival, the mindset of like survival, and being able to find a comfort zone while living. Because I feel, no disrespect, but I feel like my mom prepares for an apocalypse. Like,
Oh, she does.
like I just feel like and I developed that same just fear about life. Like, I'm not a big traveler. I don't, I just feel like I developed a lot of preparing for an apocalypse and, want to be prepared for the next 10 years and decades. Like, that creates a lot of stress and anxiousness. Even for something simple as the power going out. Like, I really just know, like, my mom just have always been, like, prepared for, she can really think worst case scenario.
No,
if
for
I
real.
get to her, if she sent me something today on Instagram, it's like warning me to not leave my car unlocked. Like it's literally just a different type of fear of the world. And that's something I had to break. It's not good for my well-being. Like, even though she operates like that and she does it well and she got the energy for that, me personally, I had to realize, like, that creates a different type of anxiety to have that mindset. And that's something I gotta break. I can't be prepared for next year snowstorm in May. Like, my mom, she probably prepared for Thanksgiving already. Like, I can't have that anxiety.
Sherry said we were raised to do as we were told, and anything else is talking back. You were made to feel small and like you had no sense at all. It's good for kids to now to ask questions and truly understand what's going on around them. And asking questions can sometimes make parents think about what is really going on instead of continuing on a tradition or old cycle.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely I kind of struggle with that now. I don't really struggle with it for real. Have you ever like wanted to change something, but you struggle with changing it? Not because you struggle with the change itself. You want to change it, but you struggle with like because this is how you yeah, because this is how you grown up, you struggle with actually making the change.
Yeah, that's how you. I being able to identify. Like I'm trying to tell you because that mom just said, "Yep," and we'll continue to keep y'all hip. I live in the news, and you younger folks don't think you need to know it. That's crazy because I was watching the news so much that my therapist told me it's the number one thing I need to cut off.
Oh, she said, "Be ye prepared at all times." Brittany said, "I'm going to Viz when the apocalypse happens." No, for real. Yeah, she. If you're looking for it, she got it.
But I didn't
You
realize there was something that was. I didn't realize that can create anxiety. Like I was in a very weird environment, and when I wake up, the first thing I did was turn on the news. Like I spend my first few minutes lotioning and getting ready, watching the news. That's what I was doing.
Yeah.
My therapist was like, "That's not healthy. Like
Yeah.
you may watch too much of the news."
Going back to what Sherry said, I feel like Alani is only 3, but sometimes I'll be like, "Alani, I'm getting ready to do your hair," and she'll run to the room. And we grew up on like I said, "I'm getting ready to do your hair, come back here," and you just come back. Alani will say, "I was just finna go get my cover," which I usually let her get her cover, like when we're on the couch, if I'm doing her hair, because she takes that blanket around like she's Linus, and she loves her blanket. So I actually don't mind her running to get her cover, but it's like growing up, I was just is like that's crazy. Like, you wasn't just gonna do nothing. Like, why are you even allowed to say that? So I like struggle with letting her. But most of the time, I haven't had, except for today, she tried me. But most of the time, when she said I was just, I'm usually like, "Oh, okay, that's fine." Like, it's usually something I'm not actually aware of, and I kind of struggle in like, should I be allowing that? Like, what is that gonna create? But at the same time, I'm like, is it really going to create somebody being able to just, talk back? Because there's a different context for being able to talk back. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's one thing
I think you said it best in the blog. Is you said sometimes, but with that option, given that option, you're creating a decision maker within an environment. And if you just think about how many people struggle with decision making, or just even like just the simplest things of like, what do you want to do? And they cannot tell you. They really just be like, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
And that annoys me so much when someone lacks the ability to make a decision. It's like, never mind.
Yeah. 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 No, for real. Not to mention I don't have the patience.
Yeah, but all of that is just the whole scenario. Me lacking the patience, you not being able to make a decision. It's all traumas. Like it's all just a big ball of traumas, and it's in a space together.
Yeah.
And it's like as minute as that sound of you just lacking the ability to make a decision, just to choose you or put you first.
Yeah.
And it makes you wonder, like, why is that so difficult?
Yeah. It's like like right now, I have, most of us have always been taught, and I think Sherry, you can, you can comment on this because I really want to get your thoughts because you're so creative and you have done like, you do know entrepreneurship and you have done different ideas, but where we come from, that's not the move. That's not, it's not even a lucrative thing you can do. I mean, people are now showing us that it is. You just gotta figure out where your niche is and how to get there and how to market it. But like the idea that, you know, working for someone, you know, applying to jobs, staying focused on the corporate's typical 9 to 5 is safer, it's less of a risk than building something for yourself, taking a chance on yourself. And like, it's to the point where it's scary. I have a degree and a skill set that allows me to actually do that for myself, but it terrified me, and it's still kind of taking a toll on me. I'm kind of setting into it more now and figuring it out, but I almost had to be pushed into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, blue collar, work hard, climb the ladder was like what you're supposed to do for so long. And building businesses and entrepreneurship was something that other families did that had the money. You know what I mean? And now it like terrifies you into like doing it.
And I still got that mindset. I mean,
Yeah, me too.
some odd reason, I think corporate gonna make me rich. Not even realizing that it's only going to make you comfortable. But for some odd reason,
Yeah.
something in me believes that I can truly become rich with no kids and corporate money, and that's not true.
Yeah.
My dad,
Yeah.
goal chasing. Not that it's a bad thing, but all my life I feel like I had to chase a goal, accomplish something, which then turned into survival for me. Now I'm relearning to be grateful in the present and not always trying to reach the next goal. That's a good point.
Yeah, for real. Cause when you do something, people bless you. People are like, now how are they're not the question isn't now how are you gonna show your gratitude? Like, as soon as I got my law degree, I'm surrounded by people who do not have a law degree, have never been to law school, do not know the struggle. And as soon as I got my law degree, it's like, now you gonna get out there on your own? You gonna help people win millions? What can you know what I'm saying? It's not like, now how do you sit in that and be grateful and take in where you are?
Yeah.
It's like, what's the next goal? What's next for you? Like, dang, that wasn't enough. That's crazy.
And I'm learning to just be humble. Like, just stay humble. Keep treating it like it's the first day you pass boards. Because if you count on life and everything around you to give you that feeling of, like, just, I don't know, recognition of just self-preservance and being able to still be in the field and still practice after 10, 20 years. If you count on life and everybody around you to make you continue to feel special, you'll feel like a zero.
Yeah.
Most don't say.
This generation do a lot of that gentle parenting, and there's some aspects of that way of raising is not good.
I think it's some aspects of both ways of raising that's not good. Yes, gentle parenting, there is a lack of discipline in gentle parenting. However, over parenting, some of them kids moved away and decide to never come home, never make a phone call.
Yeah.
And it's like, you did such a great job at instilling discipline in them that they turned out to be a great asset to the workforce in the world. But when it came to the relationship with the parent, it lacks a lot of understanding because you were so focused on building this character. So yeah. I think it's a balance, because there's a lot of people who go far, far away and never look back.
I definitely agree with the balance statement, because I mean, if you think about it, the gentle parenting thing, quote unquote, whatever that is Because I feel like anything that's not like busting butts and telling everybody to sit down and be quiet every 2 seconds is gentle parenting. And I think y'all need to get a vocabulary on that. It's getting overused. But anyway, if the gentle parenting the gentle parenting thing is, I think, widely used by millennials. And if we're being honest, millennials, their children aren't fully grown, so the jury's still out on how that turned out. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, it's clear on how it turned out for us that didn't get gentle parenting. We are successful and we are doing well and stuff like that, but at the same time, like Sherry said, you're raised to do what you're told and taught to feel small. And then you walk into rooms with people and make assumptions of certain people that look a certain way or something is the authority, and it takes a while for you to realize, and it makes my job harder because I'm empowering you to question authority and to question and to realize, wait a minute, this may be something you can do on your own, but like you were taught to do this other thing. So it's hard to empower people that are from the baby boomer or the offspring of the baby boomer generation. Meanwhile, the baby boomers are like, yeah, that gentle parenting is crazy. Like, our kids ain't grown yet. I don't think we know that yet. And it's like Precious said, it should be a balance. And that's what I think we're missing, because I think we so quickly say like what's not a good thing or not, it shouldn't be like this or that. And it's like, but it doesn't necessarily have to be what you did either. There's a balance. Yeah, and I am not shooting shots. Anyway, she said that's probably because you have anxiety from the news. She does not let it faze her like that. So I think, like, it's like what you were saying though, like, because of who you are, you shouldn't watch the news. She can watch it and just simply be informed.
Right.
I mean, and again, it's a balance. Not you shouldn't watch the news, but the first thing in the morning, like, that's crazy. That's what you're getting poured into you in the first thing in the morning. I'm a pass.
But think about your childhood. Was KFVS 12 not on every morning when you woke up?
Yeah, but I didn't really listen. I blocked things out, and I didn't grow.
It was on.
Mm-hmm. And I didn't grow up watching.
Even like today, Mom will have 2 TVs blasting with KFVS 12 on first thing in the morning.
Not as much anymore, but probably early in the morning. But I think she'd be scared of me waking up, so she'll have it as loud. But me personally, like, I got up this morning and listened to something motivational on YouTube, and I have my headphones in, so I'm a little bit more intentional about what I hear first thing in the morning, because it also serves to help me get out of bed and get up and go about myself. Okay. Sherry said, I think that gentle parenting is cause for a lot of madness in the world. Kids today aren't afraid of nothing or nobody because of gentle parenting. I don't feel like that's gentle parenting though. That's why I feel like we need to get a vocabulary on gentle. We need to get an idea of the true definition of gentle parenting, because what y'all talking about, like, I completely agree. The kids that aren't afraid of anything, those are the offsprings of the ones before us. Those aren't the gentle parenting came from millennials. So the offspring of before us, the teenagers now, those are millennials are like 42. A lot of us don't have teenagers.
This is what gentle parenting means to ChatGPT. Gentle parenting is a parenting approach that emphasizes respect, empathy, and clear boundaries rather than punishment, yelling, or fear. gosh. The goal is to teach children how to manage their emotions and behavior while maintaining a strong, trusting relationship with their parents. That's not bad.
Right. So, like, if you're doing it right, gentle parenting ain't the problem. But I do see what you're talking about, because some of these people that are like only a couple years older than I am with teenagers, some of them are have teenagers because they had them young or whatever. Those are some kids that are like not afraid of them. They disrespectful or even, but again, I had that in the generation that I grew up with from the, the older parents. And that's not gentle parenting. That's not parenting. That's parents that want to be their kids' friend and ain't saying nothing to their kids. They just letting them behave any old kind of way. There's a complete difference. And based on that definition, I feel like I'm in between the two of them. Maya said that was me. I used to not trust my decision making. Dang. Mom said, I think that part of all you girls' issue is you were constantly being taught. Even when we travel, play games up and down the highway, you were constantly being pushed, but in a good way. Now that you're older, you struggle. Your struggle is internal. You have the feeling of wanting to be perfect, but it's okay to fail as long as you learn from your mistakes and keep moving forward. Or maybe not perfect, but the feeling of constantly wanting to get things right. That's for sure. Like, I'm so like, I don't want to get things, and I don't know if that's necessarily what I was taught, but I do understand, like, getting things wrong, you pay a price just testing stuff out. I don't like that. I like to get things right the first time. But because of that, I stay stuck and I don't move because I don't know if that's like the right play. Like, nobody's giving me a green light, you know what I'm saying? Or saying that's the right way. And then as for parenting, when it's all said and done, I was raised as a child. Children stayed in a child's place. I go to bed listening to the news. I wake up listening. Dang.
I just think ultimately we strive for the generation I'm in strives for, we want those same foundation of values that we had growing up, but at the same time we strive for change.
Yeah.
We want it in a better light. Like you see, like I got to grow up and see that, okay, Timmy on drugs now, he didn't do so well when he was getting what he wanted. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I can see that now. But at the same time, if I had like a kid and family, I would want them to be open enough to, because they too exposed to too much in this world.
Yeah.
So if I don't make it okay, they're just gonna go to the internet and hide it.
That's how you feel? Like you gotta make it okay?
Not you gotta make it okay, but you gotta create a safe space for it to be okay to speak about.
Oh, okay.
It's gotta be a safe space for me to know your thoughts.
Yeah.
You know, like that's what I'm saying. It's
okay.
No.
Brandy said KFVS 12 was all she's grown up, all she saw growing up, and the smell of coffee. Precious said, I still don't like watching the news. My parents had it on when I was a kid too. Okay, so how many people don't like watching the news? Kieran said, perfectionist who likes to be wrong though, because I don't. Yeah, exactly. Like, who, for real, who wants to be, I do understand that is a part of learning, but I'm like, man, who wants to bump their head and then like wake up with a nod and be like, that was an interesting lesson. That ain't how I feel. I feel ridiculous. Like, you know what? You should have stayed in your lane. Like, it takes me a while to get the lesson part of it. And nobody likes to feel that.
I feel like me, like I'm somebody who is a perfectionist too, and I try to strive at what my best looks like now, instead of having comparisons of what my best would look like in Dayshine's or what Maya would think my best look like. Now I have identified what the best look like for me.
Yeah.
But also a lot of like I mean, I don't want nobody to take this personal because I do say some things that I mean from the core of my heart. I don't care how old you are. I understand you giving advice and wisdom, but if you are not living how you preaching to me, I'm sorry. It's going through one ear and out the other. I just can't do it. I understand you explaining like what you coulda, woulda, shoulda done, but don't push it on me because I feel like it's too many hours in the day and too much time in life for you to change it if you knew better. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like sometimes people take wisdom and take age and try to make it like they have some of the best advice in the world for you. And somebody as a perfectionist, it's good advice because it tells me what not to do. Like I know not to live like you. I know not to be like you. Tell me something good. Don't try to just teach me nothing. Like not at this age. Just let's just be adults on one page. Tell me some different approaches or strategies you've made, but to literally try to sit down and teach me from your environment and you living completely opposite,
Yeah.
can't take it serious.
I mean, I feel what you're saying, but I feel like the people who regret or the people who can see hindsight 2020 are some of the best people to learn from. Me personally, like if you didn't get it done, I'm not as closed off to listening to you because I just feel like a lot of those people be like they got hindsight is 2020, so they like from the future telling you like, and you can eat the fish throw out the bones. You know what I'm saying? So I personally like that because I just take in advice and then just kind of sift through it as I wish. Brandy said, I feel like it's all a distraction. And Sherry said, I don't like watching it either. It's too depressing. I know I need to know what's going on in the world, but it's too much for me at times. I think that's the key. Like at times there can be a balance. But I definitely feel like if you like Keon and you waking up watching the news, that ain't a good idea. That's not a balance. That's not what I call balance. That ain't good. And I think some of it is a distraction because and I would love to say, oh, the news is not like it used to be. I feel like it used to be worse. Like at least now we have, TikTok where real people can be on the ground telling us what really happened instead of these curated voices and sounds and people that all look the same telling us the same thing. I feel like it's better now, or it's improving, but it's still the same. It's still the same propaganda. It just looks different.
Yeah, you still not watching it.
Yeah, no, because you're still getting programmed. So I'm gonna sift through what I need to sift through for my environment. Like I found a reputable site for myself to read about the Gaza Strip. I don't need to hear from KFVS 12 about Trump's peace committee or whatever happened today. Like I wanted to learn about the different sides and all of that for myself. We have that ability too, so we don't always need to watch the news and the way they put it and how they put it.
Move on.
I'm just saying, like, you got options basically. It's like Precious said, like everything is
going on a rant now.
Everything is a balance. I'm not going on a rant. I'm explaining myself, Keon, and you not gonna keep interrupting me. Not with move on. Kieran said, then we not listening to it. Come on now. Dion said, you can't tell me to do something that you never did. What is the problem? Listen, y'all. I feel like I don't understand. Like, y'all ain't never met there's not been one person that's not done something, but they have regrets, or they saw something, or they gave you a little bit of advice where you was like, yeah, that's a good point, even though you didn't do it.
I'm just saying,
Nothing.
I'm a true believer in lead by example. Like I hold myself to that standard, lead by example. I can't expect you to take me that serious. I'm turning up with you. Like I can't expect you to take me that serious. But I'm just saying, lead by example. If you gonna, if I'm not somebody that's unwilling to follow. I'll follow because I want the cheat code. Give me the cheat code.
Right.
Yeah, but I don't want to follow somebody who don't have the algorithm. They just have the experience. Like it's like, okay, you went viral one time. I want to follow the person that's going viral 2011 times, not that person.
That
I went viral.
accident.
Yeah, if I would have done this, I could have did that. If I would, to me, it just sounds like a lot of
Projection.
yeah, it's a lot of projection, and a lot of your feelings can get in the mix of that message, not the logistics of how to truly get there. Like, I don't want the person that went viral 1 and 2 times off a video.
Yeah.
I want the person that's got the stream, making a career out of it. I'm gonna follow them.
I mean, I get what you're saying about that. I get what you're saying about that, and I also think it depends on how the information is coming across, and like what you're telling me, because sometimes people telling you stuff and they quite frankly have no idea because you never did it, so I don't even know why you talking. So I feel y'all on that because that's how I kind of react to some of those things. But I want to go back to the question because I want to know from other people. Keon answered it. What's one thing that you used to believe about yourself that you now realize someone else put there? And Keon answered the question. I don't think I answered it, but I think I mean there's a couple of things, but one of the things I remember is that my dad told me, like, people will, if you're not careful, people will hype you up with hidden agendas, and you won't hear it because you'll be hearing your own, like, you'll be prideful and hearing yourself. And people used to be like, they would come to me and tell me, like, you know, something that wasn't going right, or, you know, if I'm in class, yeah, we all got a question about this. Or if, like, they were frustrated about something or some, you know, it was some issue, and they would be like, you know, cause she gonna say how she feels. She gonna say what's on, and I would be like, yeah, I'm gonna say how I feel, not realizing like I don't actually feel this way. I had no problem asking my question. You just are too embarrassed to ask yours, so now you want me to ask the question, and you hyping me up because you know I'm not afraid to ask questions, or you know what I'm saying? Like I used to be that person. Like you could get me with that, but then I remembered that and was like, it was like a switch that was like, oh no, I'm being used, and I don't have to be.
Yeah, I'm in the blog. You had said it was this point I wanted to bring up that you had said self-knowledge and self-advocacy can go hand in hand. When you know who you are and what you are worth, you stop accepting whatever you are handed in relationships and contracts and courtrooms and in life.
Mm-hmm.
That was like just a big, I don't know, that was a big takeaway for me because people think it's like you have to, it's not a certain way, it's not a right way. It's so much a self, and it's a very selfless place to be in, to be able to grow in this way. Like, it's a selfish place to be in. It's probably hurting feelings, letting people know this is who I am and this is not who you think I am. And it's amazing how self-knowledge and just knowing who you are as a person, how that can just completely change your world. Like,
Yeah.
it can change your whole dynamic. It can change your future because you can literally grow up in a in a gang, grow up in a gang, and choose to be the lawyer and still be a part of the gang. Like
Yeah.
it's just like because I know myself. Like I tell people all the time, like I'm not from the streets. I'm from the sidewalk. You know,
That's crazy.
like
I actually like that.
I was in a close enough distance to see the stuff occur. I know about it. I could tell when somebody on drugs, but I was definitely on the sidewalk. Like I don't ever want you to confuse me as I'm trying to portray this street person, but at the same time, I'm not going to deny the environment I was raised in. I was raised in this environment,
Yeah.
but I was on the sidewalk. So,
Yeah.
I just feel like that's me choosing to know self. Like, I'm not so far that I'm going to act like I was raised across the tracks because that's not true. I was not
Yeah.
raised over. I'm completely oblivious to a lot of things and way of life over there. But this life right here, I know about. And it don't have to go so deep that I'm street. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Ma said it's kind of like you don't have to touch the fire to know it's hot. Yeah, that's me. I really don't. You have to pick your battles in this situation because it's also like a single person trying to tell a married person about the married life. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, she talking about in the sense of like people trying to. My thing is life and is experiences. You know what I'm saying? My thing is just like experiences. I just feel like if you're gonna try to teach me about an experience in life to improve on, you got to be walking in it for me to
Yeah.
be able to. It's not like I'm just completely dissing you, but for the way I operate and for me to receive, like ain't no big homie just because you 60 now.
No, for real. For real. Kira said that's a bar. I'm with the guy gang. Come join gang.
No, for
Sherry
real.
said I like that. Yeah, I like that too. Not the sidewalk though. Oh man, Kia, you interesting. One of the things in that same paragraph, it's the last paragraph that I said was people accept terms, they sign documents, and they stay in situations because nobody ever told them they had options. And that's where Keon's talking about the self knowledge and self advocacy goes hand in hand. I think because a lot of us learned us closed mouth don't get fed. Like open your mouth and ask, but at the same time, you were limited on where you could open your mouth, and so sometimes we don't know that we have the options, and we don't know that we can ask. We don't want to look ignorant and or uneducated or whatever, and I feel like that is kind of placing us like we have this pride but also ignorance at the same time, and I feel like a lot of that is placing us at a pivotal point where we don't get self-knowledge or self-advocacy because we kind of go along to get along without knowing, or we feel like there's an opportunity and if we ask too many questions it's going to be taken away from us, but we also say what's for me is for me. Like we kind of in this like conflict, this constant conflict that is competing against each other. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that. I mean, that's like every day, and I think that's also the conflict between like the three layers. And so, the three layers again are your environment, then what you learn and what you choose to create and pick and pull and in within yourself and your life and how your life wants to live, and then the third piece is your spirituality and how
Yes, spirituality plays a big role in self-awareness and
yeah
your personal relationship with God. Not that one you got through the pastor, not the one you got through being a Sunday school teacher, but your own personal relationship where you sit down with God by yourself and have those vulnerable moments and you learn how to hear him, you learn how to Because at first, I would say before I developed that skill, I used to find people so crazy telling you, God spoke to me. I was like, they lying. Like,
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
like,
me too, for real. I was like, how is God out
yeah,
here speaking to everybody? Not
yeah. When I was,
realizing all you doing is talking about yourself. You must not have the relationship where you
yeah.
listening, or you don't know what God sounds like.
But when I was spiritually immature and I didn't have my, I didn't have the confidence to pray out loud, or I didn't have the confidence to pray in public. It's like, I don't know. At some point in life, religion was like a secretive thing, and I don't know if the world made it like that, or if I was just that spiritually immature,
Yeah,
where I was just wasn't comfortable with, I'm with a group of friends and I won't bow my head and pray, but when I'm by myself, I will.
yeah,
That is, that wasn't making sense. So I do feel like self-awareness is like in order for you to be able to get there, your faith and just your relationship with God has to be in a certain place to take that extra step.
yeah. All right, I'm gonna check these comments. All right, thank y'all for rocking with us. I'm gonna get us out of here, but if you didn't read the blog, there's a couple of questions that I ask you to kind of sit with yourself to understand. If you don't know, and sometimes you can't tell if you are living someone else's script or if you're a product of your environment versus what you choose. If you might be living somebody else's script, if you cannot explain why you believe what you believe without referencing what you were taught. Like you can't explain it in your own words and what you think. Your goals sound more like your parents' unfulfilled dreams than anything you actually chose. You feel deeply uncomfortable around people who live differently than you. Not just different, but unsettled. Like their choices are a quiet accusation of you. You have never seriously asked yourself what you actually want, separate from what you are supposed to want. The voice that tells you no sounds suspiciously like someone specific from your past. And you keep repeating the same dynamics in new relationships and new environments. So hopefully, if you didn't hear that, just play it back, sit with it, and think to yourself, where am I on this? And what are the things, as you write down or mentally take down notes, what are the things that I haven't really given some thought to and some things that I want to change, or the way I see my life, not the way everybody else wants me to live it. All right, so
Wait, comments, Dash, I want you to read before we go.
oh, dang. Precious said, our parents gave us a name and somewhat our identities, and their parents did the same. So now it's like we have to undo some things and find out who we really are. Exactly. And that undoing I talk about that too. Like that's work. I mean, I'm talking like not a therapy session or two. That's like a year or two, sometimes 3 of work. Sherry said, well, but if you're single now but have experienced marriage, I think that works for solid advice. Yeah, like the divorced people that can tell you why they got divorced, then absolutely. The point is not that you, I think what Keon was saying was not that you tried and failed or tried and didn't like it or tried and went a different path. It's the people who ain't done it at all. You don't know what I'm talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. You can't even tell me the steps that you took to get there, even though you went a different direction. It's those people.
It's like the people who will have a long message about politics and Donald Trump and voting and never went and voted.
Right.
And you can actually look up who voted, and it's like you on here writing a long rant. And in not 1 year did you take 2 minutes to go out and cast a vote because to you, no, our vote don't matter.
Right.
I can't wrap. It's kind of like and I know this is kind of getting off topic and we're about to go, but I cannot wrap my mind around people who say like voting don't matter, and it's like they are trying their best to make it difficult.
Right.
And at once they wouldn't even give us the right. So
right.
if it didn't matter,
why would don't make sense.
Yeah, why would these people want to take it away from us if it didn't matter or it or didn't serve a purpose.
And if you one of those people that's saying that respectfully, you using that as an excuse to not go do your part. You using that as an excuse to not endure any adversity, whatever that may be, maybe none, to actually going out there and going to vote. That's nonsense.
And why would they take it away from felons?
Right.
Yeah, midterm elections coming up. That's how we gonna end this. Please go out and vote. We need the House and the Senate back. So please, for the people that watch the news, you know what's going on. We about to pop outside in November. We about to pop out with all the buttons on. So please go vote.
All right, y'all. Next week, we are talking about the topic is getting it out the mud. If you know, you know. Did you get it out the mud? If so, I actually have a different take on that. It is not what you think. So I'm looking forward to opinions about that because this was a blog that I heard about, and it was a kind of a different topic. So come back next week, Monday, 7:30 at night. We will be here Central Time with Maya to talk about getting it out the mud and what that truly means to generations. All right, y'all. Thanks. Have a good night.